Hi friends. Okay, I just finished my workout and I'm making my shake. And I figured I was gonna walk you through a couple different things because some of you, I'm so excited, are really committing to this. And so I didn't want to blend my shake while we were on here live because it's really loud and obnoxious. But I want to tell you what I do because Shakeology is freaking amazing. I think it sucks ass when you just put it in a shaker cup with water. I'll do that on camping trips. I have certain flavors I like better, just mixed that way. But personally, if you're going to invest in this, why not make it delicious, yo? Okay, so we have a ton of recipes pinned. You can Google it, you can Pinterest it, the recipe book would have come with your order if you still have it. So here's what I do. I have this like cheapo blender. It's an Oster. I think I spent $19 on Amazon. And we have gone through, I don't know how many of these over the years, but my husband and I both have Shakeology. Every single morning, we both blend it, and I blend my post-workout too. So if you have Recover, if you didn't get Shakeology, but you have Recover, that stuff is super delicious blended. So the way I make mine, you can use almond milk. My husband uses 2%. Doesn't freaking matter. It's up to you. I think it tastes better if you use some kind of milk base. But I've been drinking this for so long, my palate has kind of changed. And so my go-to recipe is I fill my water jug every single night, right? And so I will use this to make my shake. This is part of my water consumption. So I'll do like half my container. I cram in some spinach because you can't taste it. So why wouldn't you get an extra serving of greens? I am doing chocolate right now. Actually takes me to blending, I don't know, I have to blend it twice, okay? So I like it so thick and so full that I don't fill this all the way twice, but I'll fill it with my liquid, my ice, and my Shakeology. I'll blend that. Part of it will go into a cup, and then there's still room in here, so I'll add in my spinach and more ice or whatever. But you know, it's a personal thing, so play with it. You could add cinnamon, you could add peanut butter, you could add, I don't know, whatever you freaking want. But this is my go-to. This is just a little bit of almond milk, mostly water. I used 2, 4, 6, 8. I used 9 ice cubes today. That's how I like mine super thick, and some of you don't. So, you know, just play with it, okay? And then a handful of spinach, which I'm gonna count as a green, and I'm gonna talk about that in a minute here. That's the whole point of this. Is yesterday I talked to you about the 21-day fix eating plan, and how I think that's like a really great baseline for most people. We have different nutrition programs you can pay extra for. I think they're worth the investment if you're really struggling with your nutrition. I've done both of them. I became a master trainer with the Ultimate Portion Fix, which is the container system. And I've also done 2B, and I'll talk about them a little bit. But I think that a lot of you are overthinking it. And so my goal as your coach is just to get you to start. I talked about this today. If you've watched my Insta stories, it's just about starting, and we overthink it and we overcomplicate it, and then we like hem and haw and we second guess ourselves instead of just starting. You're not going to be a master. You're going to mess things up. It's not going to be perfect. There's a huge learning curve, and you just have to give yourself grace. But the key game changer is just to freaking start, okay? So if this shit is all in a box on your counter, you're going to open it today, and you're going to look for a recipe. In here, there's a whole bunch pinned. There's even a photo album you can look through. You're just gonna freaking start, okay? So that's what we're gonna do. So last night I talked to you about how to find the 21-day fix ultimate portion, not the ultimate portion fix because that's an extra thing, but just the regular 21-day fix guide in your Beachbody On Demand. And it comes with, there's a program materials thing, and that's where you figure out what your bracket is, because this isn't about micromanaging your nutrition. It's about fueling your body the way it needs to be fueled. And some of you, this will totally work for you. And others of you, you'll be like, I can't do this. I don't want to have to count anything. I'm telling you now, this is a training wheel program, okay? You're not going to walk around with your containers for forever. It's going to become something that's just second nature. You can eyeball stuff and you just know what you've been doing. But in the beginning or at any point, if you need to like ratchet up your results and you need to dial it in, what's happening? Oh man, my cat just knocked my water over. Please hold. What did you do? Oh, it's not my coffee. Okay. I was like, oh my God, it was my coffee. We can't spill that. Okay. Sorry. Freaking cat life. Okay. So this is a training wheel program is what I was trying to say. So you're going to use your containers just to kind of like figure out, to retrain your eye on what is a proper portion size. And the whole point of this is a lifestyle. This isn't like a diet. It's not like you living and depriving yourself. You can still have corn tortillas. You can still have the freaking ice cream. You can still have your wine or whatever. It's just about figuring out how to fuel your body. And so many of us have this super messed up relationship with food. And so maybe you've been doing yo-yo stuff and you've cut out complete food groups. I don't ever recommend that. I'm not a supporter of keto. I think that you have to do what works for you, and everybody is different. But I'm just saying, I believe it's really important to fuel our body the way it needs to be fueled with all the food groups, okay? And I just don't want to live, personally, I don't want to live a life where I can't have a bunch of stuff. Like, that would make me crabby, and then that would make me want to eat it. So I've found, personally, that the container system is my best fit. So this is my super high-speed technical. This is the way I do it, and I'm just going to share it with you. There's apps you can download. You can watch the freaking videos. You can purchase the Ultimate Portion Fix if you want to go deep dive with Autumn. There's 500 million videos. She shows you how to grocery shop. There's a whole program on how to do this with your kids if your kids are struggling with food or you're struggling on how to feed them properly. I don't know. There's a gazillion things, okay? So that's the 21-day, that's the Ultimate Portion Fix. We're talking about just the regular, basic, bare bones container system. And there's also another my cats are just freaking out today. Shani, can you come help Manny? Come help Manny. He's stuck. Okay, so the other program is 2B Mindset. And this is more of an intuitive program where, it's common sense, but it's not always common practice. And so it's like water first. You drink your water first. You eat more veggies. So if you need something that's more, I don't really know how to describe it. If you don't want to deal with containers, then you should look at this, okay? Everything's on sale this month, I think. But we're talking about the Portion Fix system. Brianna's like, oh my gosh, cross your energy over. Okay, so last night I told you how to figure out your bracket. If those of you who didn't watch, I'm going to give you a super duper quick, here we go. This is what you do, okay? Paying attention? Good. Gold star. Round of applause. You take your current weight, not your goal weight, your current weight. This is what you weigh, okay? There's no shame in that. It's just a freaking number. It's just a number. It doesn't define you. It's just data, okay? You take your freaking weight, you multiply that by 11, and that's your caloric baseline, okay? So then you take your baseline, you multiply that by 400, which is your typical, they say that's the fixed burn. I feel like I burn 500 times that, but whatever. And just because this is the nutrition program that comes with the 21-day fix doesn't mean you can't use this. You can use this with every single program, from yoga to prenatal to, well, we're not gonna talk about prenatal. Erase that from your mind. From yoga to Transform 20, all the things, okay? This is just figuring out how to eat like you love yourself so that you actually get results from your program. So your weight times 1100 is your caloric baseline. That number times 400, which is your fixed burn. No, not times 400, plus 400. Okay, and then that number, so your caloric baseline plus 400, and then you're gonna subtract 750 if you're trying to lose weight, okay? So that's your target. My target, well, it was on my phone, but it gives you brackets, okay? It's not like specific numbers, it just gives you a bracket. So if you fall on the bracket, if you're 1 over, so for example, guys, if your number is, bracket number 1 is 1200 to 1499. Those are your calories. So if you fall into like 1500, well, you can start in the lower bracket if you're trying to lose weight, and then bump it up if you feel tired or headachy or you just don't have the energy. It's kind of one of those things where you're going to give it a week, you're going to try it, you're going to see what you think, and you're not going to prejudge it. You're just going to trust the process and see what happens. So I fall right in category A, which I know a couple of you are in my inbox today, and you fall in category A as well. So when you pull up the 21-day fix program materials, it's like you can print all that out if you want, but I have an old school. I bought the 21-day fix kit a long time ago. It came with the containers and it came with a book. This stuff makes me happy. I like to have things in my hot little hands, not just be all tech stuff. So it tells me here, this is my bracket. These are the colors of my containers, and it tells you how many of each container you need. Okay, so this is how I track it. I'm category A, so that means I have 3 servings of greens. Personally, I don't think you can ever overdo greens. So I'm like, eat greens, just eat greens. I add spinach to my shake. I'll have as many greens as I can while I'm eating because it's fiber. It's going to fill you up. And nobody gets obese from too much spinach. Okay, so just calm down. Don't be super psyched out about that. Okay, so I can have 3 greens. I can have 2 purples, which is a fruit. And I can have I need to have 4 proteins, 2 carbohydrates, because carbohydrates are really important for your body, okay? They're not the devil. I can have 1 healthy fat. I get slippery with this because personally, again, avocado, it's a healthy fat, okay? I'm not gonna like tell avocado that it can't be in my life. Avocado's welcome. Orange is like your seeds, your nuts, your salad dressings, and then there's a teaspoon, which is really just the peanut butter spoon, because I don't get super psycho and measure out all my oil when I'm cooking. I can't live that way. And I don't expect you guys to live that way either. So again, this is just about being aware of what you're consuming and how you're preparing it and how much of everything you're getting. So when I first started this, was super intimidated by these containers. I was like, oh my God, I'm only going to have like a few containers. You can get a lot of food in the containers. And again, it's just a training wheel system. It's just to help you figure out how much you need to fuel your body. I like to think of it that way because that's what we're doing, right? We're not depriving our body. We're not punishing our body. We're not taking things away. We are fueling our body. We're changing the way we're viewing food and our relationship with it. So you can use an app. There's a 21 Day Fix app. There's a nutrition app. You can do whatever works for you. I'm a pen to paper kind of girl. This is what serves me. So this is what I do every single time I recommit to my nutrition. I made this really big so that you guys could see it, okay? But this is what I do, okay? My greens are green. It tells me how many servings I can have. My reds are red. My reds that's a protein. I can have 4. Here's my fruits. Here's my healthy fats. Here's my seeds and nuts. This is my carbs, which usually that goes over here, but I got distracted with my colors. I made a rainbow. And then this is my peanut butter spoon. I can have, how many can I have? I can have 2. So then I would make this smaller and I would just go down the side, maybe 21 spaces, right? And I'll do Monday through Sunday, like 3 times. Okay, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And as I go through my day, as I'm making food, I will make a little hash underneath every time I have a serving of greens, or I'll have some carbs. And if you're like, well, what are those things? Well, they're all freaking listed in here, guys. Under your program materials, it gives you a huge list, and it will actually tell you what certain things are, because sometimes you're like, what, it won't fit in a container. So they tell you, like, how many corn tortillas are going to count as a yellow. And the cool thing about when you look at the guide, it's a list, and the things at the top of the list are going to be the things that are going to serve you the best. Those are going to be the healthier choices. And so things like, corn tortillas and stuff, which are delicious and should still be enjoyed, those are going to be more at the bottom because that's not your best option. Like a better option for a healthy carbohydrate is going to be something like a sweet potato. Cool? So it tells you all this. It gives you the breakdown. It helps you figure it out. I don't measure my greens. I don't usually measure my purples unless it's like berries. But again, it tells you, like 1 apple is a serving. What's the banana? Bananas, sometimes that can be tricky because sometimes it's a really big banana. So it's all about judgment, right? It gives you examples of what a red is. Like my Shakeology is a red. So this morning I put a handful of spinach in here. That counts as 1 green. I'm going to hash mark green. Let's do this, children, shall we? I feel like I'm a teacher, a really bad one maybe. Okay, so I put spinach in here. I have 1 serving of protein because it's my Shakeology. I put in some peanut butter, so that's my peanut butter spoon over here. Can you see that? What else did I add to it? That was it. I had a teeny tiny bit of almond milk, but I'm not going to count that because again, this isn't about being so obsessed with it because that will ruin your life and then you won't want to do that. And the whole point of this is to get healthy habits that help serve you and get you results so that it doesn't feel so overwhelming anymore. Does that make sense? Is that helpful at all? So this is what I do. I throw this on my fridge, and then this is helpful because towards the end of the day, as I'm making dinner or I'm done with dinner and I want to have a snack, I can look at this and be like, so what do I have left? What servings, what food groups do I need to get in? And so maybe it's a peanut butter and it's like, an apple. And so I will make that my snack. It's plug and play. You make this work for you. Do you drink your shake before you work out? That's a personal decision. I usually drink my shake after I work out, just because I don't want to be making my shake super duper early. But again, if you need fuel in your tank, then you eat before. So I love this. It's not one size fits all. You make it fit your life, but it's just about figuring out how to fuel your body so that your body actually can do what it needs to do. If you're seriously drastically reducing your calories, your body's going to freak out and your metabolism is going to get all whacked out. So those of you who are like higher up on here and you're in like a really high bracket and you have a crap ton of containers and you're puking in your mouth because you probably haven't been eating so much, A lot of you. I know this is the case, right? And so then you're like, well, what do? Do I get all my containers? If it's going to make you sick, no, you don't get all your containers in. But I think it's really important to look at your containers. You can message me or whoever is your coach in this group and be like, this is my bracket. There's no shame in our brackets, you guys. It's just data, just like the number of the scale. Okay, surrender that shit. Let it go. This is my bracket. This is how many containers. What should I do? And then we kind of play with it and we say, okay, well, your greens are super important. I want you to get your greens in. The highest bracket on this page, which is older, but this one says that 6 greens. So I'm going to tell you, aim for 4 to 5 of those greens. Are you going to get them all in right now? Probably not, but that's okay. Do I want you to pick and choose? Like, well, it says I can have 4 yellows, 4 carbohydrates, and 6 peanut butter spoons. So I'm going to start there. No, you're not, because this is about fueling your body and giving your body the tools, not punishing your body, giving your body the tools it needs to really get results and to start to like process all that stuff. So we're going to focus on our greens and we're going to focus on getting enough protein and we're going to focus on the healthy fats and some of the carbohydrates because I think that's important. If I'm going to skip anything on this list, for me personally, it'll be my fruits. That's what I'll cut out. And that's not really hard to do here because, but that's just my own, that's how I make it work for me. And still to this day, if I'm going to use any of these containers, it's probably just my yellow because to me, a serving of rice or beans looks totally different in my head versus on the plate, like what it should be versus what I want it to be. And so that's my slippery slope. You'll have to figure out what your slippery slope is. If you need any help figuring this piece out, message me. If you want to go deeper, if you want to have all the freaking lessons with Autumn and you want all the videos and you want all, because there's a ton of paperwork that comes with it and worksheets and she digs into emotional eating and all kinds of stuff. It's really freaking awesome. She goes into the science behind all of it. So if that is something that you need, then definitely look into the Ultimate Portion Fix because it's an amazing program. And it's not like on demand where you have to purchase a renewal. Like you purchase the program once and you have access to it for forever. Same thing goes for 2B Mindset. And it comes with like this tracker because it's all about tracking. That's what this is. It's all about tracking. It's about drinking your water. It's about making sure that you get your veggies, your water first, veggies most. And so some people really, really love this. This just isn't my soulmate thing, but that's okay. Okay. And she gives you examples on how you should be plating every meal. So if you want maybe a little more hand holding with that, maybe this is the right option for you. Again, you purchase it once, you have it forever. So don't overthink it. Just freaking start. Know that you're probably going to screw up. There will be some failures, but just because you get off track doesn't mean you just let it all go to hell, especially on a weekend. If I know I'm going to have wine and I'm following this, well, then I'm going to cut out a serving of my yellows because that's what you count your wine as, is yellows. I want to live something that's going to be a lifestyle. And this, when I'm doing this, the fix has become a lifestyle, even though sometimes I get slippery and I eat my ice cream and stuff like that. But for the most part, this has just become a second nature thing. And so it will be for you as well. You just have to start and be okay with being uncomfortable and trying to figure it out and know that you have me in your pocket if you need help. You have this group and there's just so many different resources. So play around today. Look at the 21-day fix program guide at the nutrition stuff if you need help with that, or drop a comment. You know the drill, my friends. But I hope you show up today. I hope you drink your water. I hope that you make your shake if you have it. If you still don't know a recipe, I will go ahead and I will comment on the album so it pops up here in the feed. But I think it's amazing and I love it. And I'm going to get superfoods and greens in, and I've done my workout. I'm going to read my affirmations, and then I'm going to go on about my day. So I hope you do the same. Prioritize your care. Prioritize your health. You're the only one in charge of it. So make it freaking count, friends.